Good morning, Wizards, and happy Wednesday, May 6th, 2020. Mr. Wisner here, checking in with you for our virtual learning schedule and the Robert Hotzenplotz for Wednesday, May 6th. I hope everybody had a good Cinco de Mayo. Hopefully you enjoyed some good Mexican food. Let's talk a little bit today about Raz Kids. Thank you all of you who've been recording stories. Those of you that have been in the Dream Box, I appreciate all the work you're doing, keeping tabs on all that. And then those of you that haven't recorded yet in Raz Kids, please try doing so this week. Before we get into the Robert Hotzenplotz, I just want to mention, please, parents and students, make sure you're checking the Ben Franklin website for all of the links, as well as Mrs. Hanson's daily messages. Okay, be sure to be checking for that. Be watching for another assignment from Mr. Wisner and Raz Kids for Friday. And continue to send me emails and pictures of some of the work you're doing. I've gotten some pictures of activities students are doing related to school and outside of school. I appreciate all those videos and pictures that you're sending. You certainly don't have to, but I do appreciate it. Okay, before we read the Robert Hotzenplotz today, math, Dreambox, or ABC. You may get onto those today, or you may choose 3 of the pages from the problem-solving packet. Okay. Also, I would like you to pay close attention to the links in the email that I send Mr. Johnstone to send out another game to play for math. So, Dreambox or ABC, or try to do a couple of the problem-solving pages in the problem-solving packet, and then most importantly, watch the new video from Mr. Johnstone for a workplace game. There are brain breaks today again. Those are always optional. For reading, we're going to continue with Mercy Watson. I know that's getting a little bit long, but we're into chapter 9 now. And the whole theme is keeping track of what's important in each chapter. And the best way to do that is keep track of who and what is happening, what's most important and who's important in each chapter. So that'll be clear to you when you get into the slides, when you get into chapter 9. For writing today, we are continuing to work on Mother's Day and grandmother and aunt activities in your writing packet. Please focus on one, or you can do more than one person. Today's lesson is, what does your mother, your grandmother, or your aunt do to help you at home, and what do they do to make you feel special? For word work today, we're into the second packet now, page 1, and it's ice cream cone, ice cream scoop matching page, where you'll be matching up the same definition for the words. And that'll be in the word work, and then enrichment activities are always there as a supplement as well. All right, so that's your work for Wednesday, May 6th. Please continue to make your progress through the slides. As always, if you have any questions, please be sure to email Mr. Wisner. And here we go with the Robert Hotzenplotz. We left off with Casper and Seppel coming back through the woods with the cuckoo, the Robert Hotzenplotz, in cage. They've already given up 2 of their wishes. The first wish was to have Seppel get his new hat, and their second wish was to get grandmother's coffee mill back. What's the third one? I asked you to predict it. Here we go. Oh my gosh, we forgot the most important part of all. We forgot grandmother's coffee mill. Oh, you're right. We must have grandmother's coffee mill. It's not good going home without it. We have a trick worth 2 of that, and they turn the wishing ring, and the grandmother's coffee mill appeared. Goodness, that was quick. He picked it up and tried it, and sure enough, it played their favorite song, Nuts in May, as a duet. And they decided that it must have been from the fairy Amaryllis who made that change to the coffee mill. Can you guess what the third wish is for? Asked Casper. I know what to do with it. And this is called, the next chapter, A Great Day for Sergeant Dimplemoser. Third wish coming up. Grandmother was worried to death. She had no idea what could be keeping Casper and Seppel all this time. The day before, her grandmother had been to the police station 3 times to see Sergeant Dimplemoser. Now she was off to try once more. She hoped Sergeant Dimplemoser would have some good news at last. Have you found anything about Casper and Seppel? She asked. No, I'm afraid not, said Sergeant Dimplemoser. He was sitting at the desk eating his breakfast. You haven't? Grandmother started to cry. No, I haven't. I'm sorry, but that's all I can tell you, Grandmother. I found no trace of either of them. The sergeant shrugged his shoulders. The only clue we have found is that handcart over there in the corner. Do you know anything about that handcart, Grandmother? Yes, Caspel and Sepple took it with them yesterday morning. Where did you find it? Well, they took it with them. They took it into the woods. I found it lying upside down in the ditch beside the road. We turned it right way up again. And now what? Asked Grandmother. I don't know. He frowned heavily as he thought the problem over. Then he suddenly banged the desktop. The breakfast things tinkled and clattered. Grandmother, I have an idea. You know what we'll do? We will have the town crier make a public proclamation about them. Do you think that will help? Asked Grandmother. We'll have to wait and see. It can't do any harm anyway. Sergeant Dimple Moser pushed his breakfast things aside. He took a big sheet of paper out of the drawer of his desk. He dipped his pen into the ink and he began to write. Public proclamation. Wanted Caspel and Sepple. Distinguishing marks. Caspel's red cap and Sepple's green hat. All persons who are in the position to give useful information are hereby summoned in the name of the law to present themselves immediately at the police station of this town. Statements will be treated in confidence if so desired. So this sign is being sent, tacked up throughout the town on trees and lampposts about the public proclamation as they look for Caspel and Sepple. Still nothing about the wish yet. There, said Sergeant Dimple Moser with satisfaction. All it needs now is my signature. He was just about to put his usual flourishing signature at the bottom of the paper, but it turned out to be a huge blot. For just at that crucial moment, the door flew open and in rushed Caspel and Sepple. Oh, cried Grandmother. She nearly fainted again from joy. Hello, shouted Caspel and Sepple. Here we are. Grandmother hugged them, laughing and crying all at the same time. How glad I am to see you again, said Grandmother. I've been so worried. Is it really you? I can hardly believe it. Isn't this a wonderful surprise? Sergeant Dimple Moser had come around to the other side of the desk. He was looking very cross and official. I must say this is a bit too much. Now I've done and wasted a whole sheet of paper. The ink went everywhere on that. Couldn't you have got here sooner? I'm afraid not, Sergeant, said Caspel. But never mind, we brought you a present. What is it? I love presents, you see. We've brought you the robber Hotzenplotz. Snakes alive, cried the sergeant. Where is he? Where's the robber? Here he is, said Caspel. He walked up to the desk and he put down the bird cage right on top of Sergeant Dimple Moser's desk. And the sergeant was not happy. He flew into a rage. What's all this? What do you mean by this? Do you think I'm putting up with this? I'm an officer of the law. Play your silly tricks on me, telling me you have the robber Hotzenplotz, and then you bring me a bird? This is ridiculous. I do not want a cuckoo in the cage. This is unbelievable. You promised me the robber Hotzenplotz. All right, Sergeant, all right, said Caspel, and he turned the wishing ring on his finger. Those of you that guessed it were right. I wish for the cuckoo in the cage to turn back into the robber Hotzenplotz, said Caspel. At once the third and last wish was granted. The robber Hotzenplotz stood where the cuckoo had been. He was standing in the middle of Sergeant Dimple Moser's desk, wearing his warm dressing gown. He had no shoes on, and he had the bird cage over his head. Ah, look at this, wizards. Look at this scene. Caspel, Sepple, Grandmother, Sergeant Dimple Moser, and the robber Hotzenplotz changed from a cuckoo back into the robber. That's where we'll stop for today. So that's it, wizards. You have your learning links, you have your slides, you have Raz-Kids, you have Dreambox. We're working on recording ourselves reading. You may record any book you'd like in Raz-Kids. And we're all set. Robber Hotzenplotz, the third wish has been granted. We're getting close to the end. You will find out how that story ends or get close to the ending on Thursday. That's it for Wednesday, May 6th. I hope all the wizards have a great day today. Until next time, this is Mr. Wisner saying bye-bye.